Next, we will hear from Dr. Stephen Owis. He's the Assistant Director of the Washington State Institute for Public Policy in Olympia, Washington. His expertise is in cost-benefit analysis to be used in both the public and private sectors. Today, he will share his work on examining aspects of the juvenile justice system and the challenges and the results of states which have been implemented, some of his recommendations. We look forward to learning how he can help states implement evidence-based research into policy from you.
Madam Chair, members of the committee, my name is Steve Owis. I'm an assistant director and an economist with the Washington State Institute for Public Policy. The Institute conducts nonpartisan research at the request of the legislature in Washington State. And I want to talk to you a little bit about today about what we have done in Washington State for our legislature, and some of the principles that we have found may be helpful to you as you consider reauthorization. Our legislature was interested actually in a broader question. It wanted to know how to reduce crime, one, and two, how to do it cost effectively, how to actually do the smart things so that you can reduce crime rates and save taxpayers money in the process. So we began to look at their request at a wide range of options in the prevention system, in juvenile justice, and in adult corrections. Conducting a thorough review of the research literature, we found 571 solid studies in all those areas, control group kinds of studies, what works, what doesn't. To reduce crime, we found some things that don't work and some things that do. And then we also did an economic analysis of those programs. What we produced then for our legislature is kind of a consumer reports, a list of what works, what doesn't, ranked by where we think the kind of rate of return we can give taxpayers with the different programs. That research has been used now by our legislature, I'm happy to report, in this 2007 session to substantially reform the way we spend our money in all three of those systems, in the prevention system, the juvenile justice system, and in the adult correction systems. What we did find when we did that work is that we think we can avoid building several new prisons, adult prisons down the road, particularly if we concentrate on some prevention programs and some juvenile justice programs. Those look particularly attractive to us economically. They can save taxpayers in our state a considerable amount of money. For example, let me just pick out one that's in the juvenile justice system, a program that we're implementing now in Washington State. It's called Functional Family Therapy. It was a program that was done outside of Washington State. We looked at it. We looked at all 7 studies that had been done of it. We thought it made sense. We imported it into Washington State, put it into our juvenile court system. The state funded that program. We've evaluated it. We found out that it is working, and pretty much as we thought it would once we had good quality control of that program. And we think it's saving taxpayers about $7 for every $1 it puts in. And additionally, because there are fewer crimes committed by those juveniles, we think it's about saving another $7 or $8 to the crime victims, people who aren't victimized. So its total return is about $15 of benefit per $1 of cost. So it looks awfully attractive to us. The lessons that I think I'd like to leave the committee with here, maybe if you want to learn anything about what we tried to do in Washington State, it's that the first thing is that the research has progressed in the last 10 years. We know a lot more now about what works and what doesn't work, and that's useful to put that into action now. We've done it in Washington State. We would suggest it would be a good thing to put that information into play as you reauthorize. And then the second thing that we've looked at is if you think about this as an investment, as you might do on Wall Street, what kind of portfolio of spending do you want to do? What we've tried to do in Washington is put an increasing percentage, the greatest percentage, 70 or 80% of what we spend our money on are on the things that are on this list, things that we already have evidence that work and don't work, and move money out of things that don't work and put it into things that work. And then reserve about another 20 or 25% for things that we don't know yet, whether they work or not. Research and development is what it's called in the business world. And to do those, put some of the money into that research and development part of the portfolio, and then make sure that we conduct those evaluations. So we're already on the road in Washington State. We think the legislature has taken a big step forward this session to try to implement some of these programs, some of these things that work. We've shifted money out of things that don't work. We were doing some things that didn't make any sense to us based on rigorous research, and we've moved those dollars into things where we think we can give taxpayers a better return on their dollar. Thank you, Madam Chair.